And it took a while, it took a couple years, probably on into pro baseball before I realized that a lot of the things I thought were important growing up and what my priorities weren't necessarily part of God's plan. And I felt like I was trying to fit God into my plans instead of making God my only plan. And what I thought would bring me happiness, joy, the things we chase, that we think is going to get us there, for some reason always ends up being a dead-end road. And I think a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. And the only way to true peace, joy, and happiness is through a relationship with God. And I learned the hard way numerous different times. Got a really good friend of mine, Adam Laroche. I'm sure we've got some Cardinals fans. Adam sent out an email a couple years ago to everybody in his contacts list. And the email was basically apologizing for not being public with his faith. He wanted everybody in his contacts, basically sent them an apology for the ones that didn't know that he was a Christian. And he wanted every one of them to know that that he stood for something different. And that got me thinking about a couple different things. One, how many people do I know that I'm close with that don't know that I'm a follower of Jesus? And sadly, there's probably a lot out there. And number two, time out. Oh, why are so many of us afraid to talk about our beliefs and share our faith? And I talked to Adam a lot about it over the years, a lot of people, and what I've come to is the conclusion that we are afraid of what people might think if we go out and share our beliefs, and worse than that, we're afraid of what the people closest to us might think if we go out and share. You know, one of my biggest fears in life is that someone close to me is going to die a non-believer, and I'm going to have had tons of opportunities to share the word with them and never do it. Whether it's out of fear, don't have time, other priorities, and I don't want that to happen. I don't. It's not worth it. We're on this earth for one reason. It's not to play baseball. It's not to do TV shows. It's to spread God's word. And I don't know how many teammates and friends I've talked to over the years that have come up and said, when I've asked them about eternity, have said, well, you know, I think if I'm a good person, I think if I have good morals and always try to do the right thing, that's going to be good enough. And I hate to say it, but I can say this, I'm not your pastor, so you can't fire me, but that is not the answer. And